Chat Plays YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is our live free sports mix for the games beginning here at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Let's take a peek who's on the show with us today. It's Wednesdays with Mitch. Mitch is here with us. Daniel Lane will sign in at the bottom of the hour. Big Al McMordie. We also have Chris Ruffolo in with Ninos, and of course Rod Zawacky. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We got Ruffolo, McMordie, Ninos, Zawacky, Lane, Mitch, and then I will close this one out. All right, let's get it underway. Lots of college basketball on the card tonight, as well as full cards here from NBA and NHL. So let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Chris Ruffolo. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Him doing great work up there. We had him on the show yesterday. You saw the numbers. Let's bring him in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Chris. Chris, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Just enjoying the daytime basketball. How are you doing?
Going great. Yeah, great this time of the year with this daytime basketball. Seems to add more and more of these tournaments. It's been fantastic. But here's another great tournament, right? This Maui tournament's been great as well. And look at this consolation game here. San Diego State and Arkansas here. This is a late night. See, this is what happens when you're playing for the third place game. You get the last ticket out of Maui. So here we go. It's a last game tonight. San Diego State here laying a point and a half, total 144.
Yeah, Tony, this is going to be a really good game between two teams that are still top 15 in the country in terms of defensive efficiency, according to KenPom. But the difference for me in this game is that you look at what Arkansas had to do against Creighton yesterday. Yeah, they only lost by 3. They lost 90-87. But the thing for me with that game with Arkansas was that they ran basically a 7-man squad. 5 of those players saw at least 30 minutes, and the other 2 saw only 8 minutes and 7 minutes in the Mitchell brothers. So this is basically an Arkansas team that almost ran all 5 players for the better part of almost the whole game, and now they have to go up against the San Diego State defense that's a lot fresher and that makes you work. Arkansas does have the better defensive efficiency numbers, but San Diego State just puts pressure on you. This is what San Diego State's defense does, and I just think this is where the tired legs are going to come back to haunt the Razorbacks. I think Arkansas is going to be fine down the road, but for right now, I got to go with San Diego State in this one.
All right, Chris, you're going to go with the San Diego State in this one here, laying the point and a half. Remember, this is a third game in 3 nights. You made note there of the bench use, and that's really what something you really have to take in the situation here when you play these interesting tournaments. You're not going to see this in the NCAA tournament. You only see it here during these holiday weekends, as well as during the conference tournaments where they play these like 3 games in 3 days, sometimes even longer.
Yeah, it's one of those weird scheduling spots, but it's what it is to get all the tournament action in. And like I said, once we get to those normal schedule spots, like you mentioned, like the NCAA tournament or regular conference play, then we can really sort of just judge based on normal rest. But in these compacted schedule spots, especially when you got a defense like San Diego State's, it makes it extremely tough to go back to back on. So that's why I'm still sticking with San Diego State.
What'd you make out to that poor shooting last night? But that was Arizona. They got a beast there in the middle.
Yeah. That's it. You're not going to have great shooting performances every night, and unfortunately for San Diego State, Arizona's just doing it on both ends of the floor right now. I mean, I think they're top 5 in the country in terms of offensive efficiency. I know they're leading the country in points per game, and when you have a team that can score like that, and that also, like you said, has a beast in the middle, it's going to make it very tough to beat Arizona. So I can't fault San Diego State for that. They're all going to have bad games. It's just a matter of bouncing back from it.
Looking for a bounce back. San Diego State here laying the point and a half here against Arkansas. This one will have a start time here of 10:30 Eastern time, and this is ESPN2, 10 Eastern time on ESPN2. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Showing great results, as we mentioned here. 2,739 units, actually 3,969 units of profit here over the past 30 days. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs. You can verify those numbers by going to Chris's handicapper page and check it out there. Showing great results for the year. Over 2,700 units of profit the last 7 days. The last 24 hours, again, on par here. Just pounding the bookmakers right now, showing profit here in college basketball, the NHL, the NFL, college football. Even had a great NFL preseason. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I'll tell you, I got a couple things still going on tonight. I had my college hoops 3-pack go off the board, and unfortunately, we did drop our $15 fast break play today, but it's fine. We're going to get back to the drawing board tonight. Still lots of action to make some money on. Got an NBA 3-pack up as well as my NHL power play, and we always talk about this is the time to hop on long term. it's for the best value for you. You know, 3 days going to get you the Thanksgiving NFL action, a loaded Friday college football card, Saturday college football as well. The week going to get you NFL as well. All these college hoops games sandwiched in the middle with some NBA and NHL in there as well. You know, the month gets you up to the holiday break. The year gets you full seasons of all the major sports for about $100 a month. You can see with those last 30-day numbers, you could have bought 3 yearly passes for that. So definitely something to check out long-term, whether it's just with me or someone else part of the 2-for-1 Capper deal. And remember to use that promo code PICK, get 15% off any purchase at $25 or more. Tons of value, tons of options for you, Pick Dogs. You just got to go and check them out. Tony, I don't know if I haven't been able to hear you since.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Continue with that great numbers that we showed from Chris there. Have a great week, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it.
Got it. Chris Ruffolo here on the drive-through. My bad there on that one. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Had to sneeze there and hit the mute. Let's continue on here. Let's welcome in Big Al McMordie. You'll find him over at Pick Dog Sprint, where he does great work up there. Let's bring him in right now. Let's go Big Al McMordie. Where are we at here? Big Al. Here we go. Big Al, what's happening?
Oh, not much. How's my favorite handicapper doing today?
Doing great. And yourself?
Doing well.
Yeah.
It's my favorite time of year.
It is. Really busy week this week. And tonight we're going to be looking at college basketball and back in the Maui here at 7:30 Eastern time. We have Cincinnati facing Louisville with Cincinnati laying 8.5 points, total 130.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they should bring back Rick Pitino. They're now 0-5 straight up and against the spread on the season. They lost by 32 points yesterday to Texas Tech, 70-38. But Louisville is a terrific 32-13 ATS if they lost their previous game by more than 12. And also ACC conference underdogs or pick 'em. Those teams are 107-74 ATS off a 25-point or worse defeat. So I think that bodes well for the Cardinals in this ball game. Louisville also falls into a system of mine that's 137-75 ATS. It plays on certain teams off 5 straight up and against the spread losses. And I mean, obviously I know Louisville's really, really bad, but Cincinnati's no bargain either. Cincinnati has a favorite 24-48 ATS and 3 pushes its last 75, including 7-30 ATS when priced from -6 to -12.5 points. This is right in the middle of that range. So I'm going to take Louisville plus the points.
All right. We got Big Al says just stay competitive here. Take the plus 8.5 here against Cincinnati. And, of course, Cincinnati, they have lost both of those games in this tournament, getting it beat by Arizona 101-93. And they had to make a strong run here to make it look a little more respectable. And then they get pounded by Ohio State. Yeah, they are no bargain. They're not shooting the ball well this year.
That's right. And, and also this line has ticked up as well. I mean, it was, lower now. It's up to 8.5, from the opener. So I think all the value is on the side of the Cardinals here.
And prior to opening this tournament, they made a stop in Northern Kentucky, lost that one by 13 to a Horizon League team. All right, and you're going to lay 8.5 with them in this one. All right, Louisville plus the 8.5 against Cincinnati. This one to have a start time here of 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium for tonight's action. Great results here. 3,503 units of profit here for 2022, doing fast. Outstanding work, showing great profit here the last 30 days, the last 7 days, coming off a monster day yesterday. All right, we got a lot on the board here from the NBA and NHL, as well as college hoops, heading into a huge weekend here, holiday weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, I've already posted my NFL total of the month. That's my favorite NFL play all weekend. That goes tomorrow on Thursday on Thanksgiving, but it's available at Pick Dogs Premium right now, so get it because I know everyone's going to be busy tomorrow. I have for tonight still to go a triple pack in the NBA. I have my college basketball game of the month going tonight on Thursday, and I've got we had a fifth play in college that already won today on Toledo. We've got what else? And we've got hockey as well. So I think it's been a pretty good run of late the last 5 days, something like 34-17 the last 5 days, something like that.
Yeah, it has. Big Al's been putting up some fantastic numbers. Get on board right now with Big Al McMordie. You see the numbers here for the year: 3,503 units of profit. Last 7 days, over 1,000 units of profit. Right now, Big Al has his college hoops game of the month up there. Credit guarantee up there. Also in action here. Also in action already with the NFL. This Thanksgiving total of the month is up right now on the board. College hoops 3-pack as well. NBA triple pack. Lots of action here from Big Al. NHL as well. Slap shot winner. But here we are on a Tuesday on the busiest week in the fall. A good time to get on board with Big Al's 1 week all sports pass. Get all of Big Al's premium plays here for 7 days. You're in action here with NFL Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. All the college hoops action that's going on here. Got a big Thanksgiving Day card as well. NBA for tonight, and then relaunches here on Friday, as does the NHL. All these sports overlapping. The great time to get that 7-day all sports pass on the busiest week of the fall. Get on board. Use promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that. 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Big Al, it's always great having you show. Have a great Thanksgiving. We're off tomorrow, but we can catch you.
We're off tomorrow? No.
Yeah. It'll miss you and I.
I would have done it.
You would have? Oh.
Okay, well, I guess back on Saturday then. Back
on Saturday, but of course you've done the NFL show, right? And then you had the...
Yeah, we just got done with the NFL show. Jay, Mitch and I, we just did that. So folks should check that out right now.
Well, you can chime in at Mitch's halftime show. That'll be around halftime, around this time for the Cowboys and the Giants.
That's true. That is true. Maybe
get in touch with Mitch so you can join him on the halftime with Jay there, and you guys go back and forth while he's looking at the Cowboys. He'll have something from the Giants probably.
All right, yeah, with all my kids running around and making a commotion.
There you go. All right, Big Guy, have a great Thanksgiving. We'll talk next week.
Okay, adios.
You got it. Big Al McMordie here on the drive through. Let's continue on. Guys, if you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Next up, we've got El Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Prim, where he does great work up there. Great NFL season for El Ninos. Bring him in. El, what's happening?
Yeah, doing pretty good. How are you, Tony?
Doing great. All right, your line bumped on this one. Celtics here to face the Mavericks. Boston now has moved up to 6, total 219.5.
Yeah, it was an interesting line with a big question mark. Jason Tatum, I was trying to figure out if they had, if that line had him sitting in or out. I guess they were pretty much dead even on that. Just moved a point with him being confirmed in the lineup, and I think he's well worth a point, honestly. I mean, I'd rather lay 5.5 with Tatum in the lineup than 4.5 without him. It probably would have dropped to closer to 3 if he didn't play, which I wouldn't have minded. Again, I think the Celtics can win this game without him, but just having him in the lineup should help us cover the spread as well. The Mavericks, good team, but I think this is a tough matchup for them. I think just in every position, except, okay, you can make a case that Luka Doncic is a good player, but every other position, you got to give the edge to the Celtics here. And okay, Horford, yes, okay, not the greatest center in the league either, but they can take him in and out of the lineup according to when they need to as well. So I think they do well enough here to cover this spread. 5.5 under 6. I still like it. Anything under 6 here. I like the Celtics, and yeah, they got the home court advantage going for them too. They've been on a hot run. They just took a loss, but I think this is a decent bounce back spot for them against the Mavericks team that hasn't played all that great themselves. So I'm laying the points here with the Celtics.
All right, Ninos is going to lay the points here with the Celtics here. Going to lay the 6 here in this one point. Moving up from 4.5 has been most of the day news here. And Tatum coming in. Of course, Dallas coming off that loss to the Denver Nuggets. This Dallas team just plays it slow, right? They have that slow pace, a lot of unders, a lot of missed covers when you're not covering spreads. When you're favored, but now you're the underdog role, getting 6 here. The question is, you got a team that's moving the ball like the Celtics, 8th in offensive efficiency, about 115 points per 100 possessions against a Mavs team that has kind of played it slow, right? They're third in defensive efficiency, giving up 104 points per 100 possessions. So something's going to give in this one.
Yeah, well, these teams have trended to the under when they've met, and well, there's a stat that does worry me a little bit about this spread. Maybe kept me off it as a premium as well, because I said either way that line would have ended, like whether Tatum played or not. I would have liked that line was a -3 without him, or -5.5 up to 6 now with him in it. But the Mavs do tend to play well in Boston, as a lot of players tend to step up a little bit in these big basketball courts, whether it's in New York, Boston, Los Angeles. So you see the superstars probably talking about Luka Doncic here, maybe looking to have a big game here in Boston. And but again, I just don't think we're getting enough points here with the Dallas. Again, good team, could be a competitive game, but I think at worst it comes down to free throws, and those free throws get us over the number.
All right, now Ninos here. We're going to go Celtics. Going to lay this 6 here against the Mavericks. This one will have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs from tonight. Good results here in the NFL. 632 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. NFL tomorrow with those 3 big games. Also tonight we have a lot of action here from the NHL, NBA, as well as college basketball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, I got a couple 3-packs in the NHL. I got a 3-pack in the NBA. And just kept it to those sports. And honestly, there was a lot of games I liked in both the NBA and NHL, so it was hard to control myself there. But I do like the plays I put up there. Good time to pick up a long-term pass if you're looking for a lot of action. If not, grab one of those 3-packs, or also got my best bets sold individually as well.
All right, guys, got up over the Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Good result in the NFL. Also showing good profit over the last 7 days. So get on board right now with Al. He's got an NBA 3-pointer up there on the board. NBA alley-oop in individual plays as well. But that 3-pack from the NBA is credit guaranteed, meaning it must turn a profit, or the amount you purchased is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Also, NBA 3-pointers. We talked about a 3-pack NHL individual play up there. A lot of NHL on the board here from Al Ninos. But again, here we are on a Wednesday. Probably a good time to get on board with Al Ninos' 7-day all sports pass. Get all of Al's premium plays here for 7 days. That includes all his NFL. Remember, we got NFL here on Thursday, 3 games Thursday. We have our Sunday card, and of course, Monday Night Football is also in play with that 7-day pass, as is all of Al's NBA, NHL, and of course, college football plays. Of course, we got college football Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that 7-day pass is a great value right now on the busiest week in the fall right now. So get that 7-day pass, a great value. Use promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Ninos, as always, great having you show. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk with you again here on Friday.
Forgot to mention, also got my best World Cup bet up there. I don't think I have it in the package yet, but you should get it if you're on the long-term pass, and I'll put a package up as soon as we're done with the show as well. So thank you, Tony, and you have a good one.
You got it. El Ninos here on the drive to keep an eye out for his World Cup package as well. Early morning for those start times, so check him out there. Let's continue on here. Guys, remember, if you missed any picks, we've got a lot of people signing in. We will recap at the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Next up, we'll get some coverage on the ice with Rod Zawacky. He's been good to us here on the drive-thru. Bring him in right now. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. Happy Wednesday. Tough luck to Canada. I think that was a penalty kick. I think they should have got a penalty kick on that play. Anyways, it is what it is. They lose 1-0. they had a good showing for their first appearance in the World Cup in 36 years. Not bad effort. Definitely not bad effort.
They showed good. They showed good ball control midfield, but again, when you got to trying to get it in the net, they had some struggles around the box.
Definitely, yeah, definitely crossing the pass in there to get an actually clean shot and any dangerous opportunities. Yeah, they struggled in that end of the opportunity. They definitely held the ball for possession quite a bit, but that didn't equate to getting the goal.
You gotta get the goal. Yeah, when you get in that 20-yard mark, you gotta be able to get the ball. That's where it kind of falls apart for them. But I thought they had pretty good ball movement there, around midfield. But they learned from it, and then that penalty shot, man. The guy, I mean, I was talking to somebody when I saw that. I said, it looked like he telegraphed. It looked like he was a hockey player. Not even just not. You knew where the ball was going when he kicked it.
And he kicked it. Yeah, exactly. It was just. It is what it is. It is what it is.
The sad part about the CONCACAF has one goal. Other 4 teams scored one goal so far. Mexico, Costa Rica, United States, and Canada, one goal so far in the World Cup. So we'll see how it rolls here. It's been pretty bad, dismal showing if you ask me. But anyway, tonight.
Brutal showing so far.
Brutal showing. 7 Eastern time tonight. Penguins here to host the Flames. The Pens here laying -125, total 6.5.
Yeah, we're looking at this game here, and it's the Calgary Flames, and I am going to place a bet here on the Calgary Flames. Look at this Calgary Flames team, and Vladar is going to get the start for the Flames tonight. Won't be Markstrom in goal, and Vladar, you look against the Penguins in his career, he's 1-1 with a 2.04 goals against average and a .930 save percentage. So he's played well in his couple starts against these Penguins. It'll be Tristan Jarry in goal for the Penguins tonight. And what I bonus play for you, this Calgary team, they like to take shots. They're ranked 3rd in the NHL in shots, and they're averaging over 35 shots a game. So there's a prop tonight on Tristan Jarry making over 30.5 saves. I think he easily makes over 30.5 saves, as the Penguins love. They're a team that loves to give up the shots. They're ranked 21st. Giving up well over 34 shots a game. So I think Tristan Jarry's going to have to make some saves because he's going to get peppered. He's going to have to deal with at least 40-plus shots against this Calgary team, who's owned the Penguins. They won all three meetings last season, and they won it by a combined score of 10-2. You look, this Penguins team, not so good against the Pacific, 0-5 the last 5 versus Pacific. They're also not good off of rest, so they're coming in here with a couple days rest, 0-4 off of 2 days rest. And you know me, I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan, true and true, and I'm going to take the Calgary Flames here on the money line to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, when the Rod takes the Flames, take notice. It's a Flames hater there. Take notice.
I hate Calgary. I hate them. I was raised to hate Calgary. It's what it is. It's just one of those things. So when I'm betting Calgary, watch out. I think Vladar comes in and stands on his head and has a good night when he went the Flames in this one.
Yeah, Rod likes his money more than he hates the Flames. You know that. So there you go. So that's the way. No doubt about that one. Last time we talked about Pittsburgh, they were having trouble winning games. So they finally got on the road. Here we are on the road again. They've been on the road a lot, right? That West Coast trip, then they have 2 at home. Then they hit the road. They win 3 in Minnesota, Winnipeg, Chicago, and then they come back here on with 2 days rest to take on the Penguins or take on the Flames.
To take on the Flames here, right? Yeah. See, and when they get that, they seem to, this Penguins team, once they get going, that they like to not stop. But once they stop, they got to get going again. It's like you know when they are getting up there in age, so that's probably what it is. It takes a little longer to get things going. So maybe that's what it is. They don't like the rest. They like to just keep rolling along. So and Calgary's dominated against this Penguins. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, Calgary coming in winning 4 of their past 5 games here, putting up some goals too. When you look at some of these victories, 5 on Philadelphia, a shootout win there against Florida after it was a 4-4 tie. Then they lose to Tampa Bay, but they put up 6 on the Kings. We got the Flames here plus 105 against the Penguins. This one to have a start time of 7 Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Stream for tonight's action. Of course, big card from the NHL, big card from the NBA. Lots going on here from college basketball. Heading into a nice NFL card tomorrow. We got a single from college football tomorrow. Heading to a big weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium, I got my $15 Wacky Wednesday winner on the ice. You can scoop that up. It's my $15 play. Love that play. Or if you want some more NHL action, I got an NHL triple where you get 3 more plays I love on the ice. I got 4 premium plays on the NHL action tonight that I love. Those are over at Pick Dogs Premium. Or I've got some college hoops action. Got my Whopper Wagers Wednesday Whopper Wagers. I've got 3 big bets that I've made in tonight's college basketball action that I absolutely love. You can scoop that up, get all 3 plays, $40 over at Pick Dogs Premium. Or, as we said, now's the time to grab something long term. Grab a 3-day pass. You'll get everything I got tonight. You'll get everything I got tomorrow for Thanksgiving, and we'll get everything you got Friday. And you'll probably get everything I got going for Saturday included, because I'll definitely have it in early Friday for Saturday. So that's definitely the great time now. Grab a 3-day pass, and you'll get basically 4 days worth of plays for the price of 3. Use that promo code PICK, save 15% off that purchase as well. So definitely many ways to make some money. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Let's definitely make some money this Thanksgiving weekend.
That's right. Make some money with the Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. Wacky Wednesday winner right now for $15 up on the board right now from Rod. Also NHL hat trick, a 3-pack from the NHL in action there. Of course, is college basketball. Called it Whopper Wagers. It's spelled Whooper Wagers.
Whooper
there.
Wagers.
Whooper Wagers. Yeah, Whooper Wagers there, because you got college basketball there. A lot of great matches, great games, I should say, here in the primetime hour. So get on board with Rod Zawacky. Rod mentioned that 3-day pass. You can look at that too. As he mentioned, get all of Rod's plays here for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And of course, he always gets his plays in for Saturday early. So you get a little bit of bonus coverage there for Saturday when you get that 3-day pass. So it's a really good value there. Or if you want to opt for the 7-day pass, include all of his Saturday action, all of his Sunday action, then we get into Monday with the NFL Monday Night Football. Don't forget that Phil Knight tournament will end on Sunday night. The guy's so big, he's hosting 2 tournaments in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, too big. Yeah, I'm Nike. I'm going to host 2 tournaments.
I'm going to host 2 tournaments, yeah.
That's right. I'm going to host 2 of them. And he got some big names there. That will be over on Sunday, so that 7-day pass will cover you there. So whatever the one you get, use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off at checkout. Don't forget that 7-day pass also includes a Monday Night Football, as the Monday Night Football game is in action as well. So good time here on the busiest weekend in the fall right now. So get on board with 7-day off sports pass from Rod, or you can choose the 3-day. Good value there as well. Either one is a great choice. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk with you again here on Friday.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me. Everybody, you guys have a happy Thanksgiving to all my friends down south of the border here. It's just another Thursday for us north of the border. No holidays for us up here. So we just get more sports action. So I absolutely love Thanksgiving down south. So I'm not going to have turkey, but we had our Thanksgiving. Yeah, we have Thanksgiving on your Columbus Day. So when you guys have Columbus Day, we have Thanksgiving. So
there you go.
It is what it is. Appreciate everybody. Enjoy your turkey. Definitely, you're allowed to get stuffed. It's Thanksgiving, so let's stuff our pocketbooks and our guts. Wear those fat pants, because it's that time of year for them. Bring them out. Definitely. Good luck with all your bets. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate everybody. See you guys on Friday.
You guys your overalls. You're gonna have those overalls on for the morning show tomorrow.
Definitely, right? You get those suspenders going, right?
You got
suspenders, no belt.
Right. No belt, no belt. So keep an eye there with Rod and Chris and Mitch on the morning shows there tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Mitch will occupy this time zone tomorrow. He'll be with the halftime show. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll talk with you again Friday.
Have a good one. Take care, Tony.
Rod Zawacky here on the drive through. That's the guys. We're off tomorrow, but Mitch will be doing his halftime show around this hour for that Cowboy Giant game. Join with Mitch, and also Big Al said he was interested in joining Mitch as well. So he'll probably get in touch with Mitch for that halftime show. We're waiting for Dana Lane, so I guess we'll go right to Mitch, as Dana has not checked in. He usually comes in around the bottom of the hour, so we'll bring in Mitch. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, his morning show, you see him every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Let's bring him in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Mitch. Let's see, we've got Mitch going on. Mitch, what's happening?
Nothing much. I saw Rod was on there. I always kind of pop in here just in case. I know Dana has a tight window at this time, so I knew I always try and stand by at this time, and then I go off and do other stuff if he's ready to go, but I'm sure he will be shortly, so we'll get through our segment. first.
Absolutely. We'll get you through our segment first here. We'll go 9:30 Eastern time. Washington here facing Fresno State. It's lined with Washington favored 3, total 125, but you're going to be looking at this one a different way.
Yeah, I like to go alternate lines against these low-level Pac-12 teams. Washington has been pretty much garbage in recent years, and ever since that Marco Fultz pick that blessed us with to the NBA. And the thing is that when we look at Fresno, and you look at their 3 losses that they've taken, it's UCSB, San Francisco, and North Texas. It's not really a slouch in the bunch there, so I don't really count those losses as bad. Meanwhile, Washington spanked by Cal Baptist as an 8-point favorite last time. That's what we expect to see from Washington. They didn't cover against Utah Tech, nor did they cover against North Florida. They did get a cover against Weber State, but that was to start the season. But we're already seeing Washington regress to form. I don't know. I think Fresno is the better team here, and we're getting points. No reason to get points. Might as well lay points. Get 2.5 times their money on this.
Yeah, we got Mitch is going to do alternate line here. He's going to take the value here and pretty much go against this Washington team, which has just been pretty dreadful under Mike Hopkins, the guy from Syracuse. I don't know what he's trying to do over there. They couldn't buy him out. His buyout was too high, so they're living with him. Alternate line here, -5.5, plus 245 against Washington. This game is the tournament here in. They used to call it the Spirit of '76 in Anaheim. I don't know what they call it now.
They call it Washington versus Fresno State. So everybody else has Kansas and Michigan State, and everybody else Duke. This has Fresno against Washington. So
and St. Mary's.
Sometimes you should just pack it in.
Yeah, it's been ugly with this Washington team. They're not shooting the ball well inside. The turnover. Well, they're not forcing turnovers. I mean, when you look at this, the coach, he comes over, who's trying to turn this into a defensive team. Remember, the name escapes me. The coach that was here before, he would always bring in the one and done NBA guys. Oh man,
Quanzo Martin.
Not Quanzo Martin. What's his? Oh goodness. It was
Quanzo was at Cal, right?
He was Cal, yeah. Oh God.
But Cal, Washington, Utah, these are all great fades.
Utah. Yeah, Utah's been a real good fade as well. But yeah, it's been just a rough run here for this Washington Huskies team. I don't know. I mean, this Pac-12 this year looks like Arizona looks good. UCLA, I still have some questions with them. They didn't look too hot here early.
Oregon faces a stiff test tomorrow, and I think once again they're in trouble too. I can't remember this kind of opening to a college basketball season. There's more and more tournaments, every year, and it just seems that most of them have a real high level of competition. Obviously some don't, but most of them seem that, college basketball has got it right. When you have a 68-team field, teams are willing to take a shot because these losses against good teams don't count, but wins against them do. So it's it's always worth it to do it, and that's why you see teams go in there willing to take on these games. And even some of the lesser games, the lesser matchups, which are seen middle rung, and still teams that we're going to see in tournaments later on in the year. It's always good to get acquainted with these teams and we kind of remember and how they're doing. And there's certain other teams which they start the season a little slower traditionally, and then they kind of every month they just get better and better and they peak at the right time. So
yeah, that's why we're seeing these teams go on the road like Memphis, right? They got a 9 seed. They were upset, so they've scheduled those road games at Vanderbilt and at St. Louis to start the season.
Yeah, so I mean, you see that, and then you see like Fresno, playing that tough schedule that we looked at, here, and it's like it might not be Dukes and Kansases of the world, but those are all teams that nobody wants to face, especially North Texas. I mean, they got into it with North Texas in a North Texas game. I mean, you get into a 61-52 with North Texas, you're right in their neighborhood. That's just not where you want to be with North Texas. You got to try and get out of that defensive zone. And it's been fun to see some of these other teams. What Pat Kelsey's doing at Charleston, they just took the lead against Kent State. But, we saw Charleston beat Virginia Tech last week. And this was a good Virginia Tech team that, kind of reminds us, they won the ACC tournament last year. They beat Duke, they beat Carolina, they beat everybody. And, Hunter Couture is back for them. He was the guy who was bombing the threes. I think he beat us, beat Miami hit 10 threes on us. So, it just happens that Mutz is back. The portal has made it tough. The portal has made it a little tougher, and the early season action has given us a chance to figure out who's who and where a lot of these players have gone, because a lot of these players, they didn't go to the NBA draft anymore, because with image licensing, players are staying a little bit longer. They're making the money now in college, so they'll stay with the image licensing, and then they'll go. But the problem is that they're all moving teams. I don't really like the way the transfer portal is playing out, but I think eventually they will fix it.
It hurts the academic schools. I'm hearing how Stanford's basketball team is having a hard time being competitive because it's up the admission standards it takes. You really just can't get transfers into Stanford, and it's going to be tough even if Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I'm going to guess it's going to be tough for a lot of those schools like that. And, on the other side of it, it's like you're seeing good players transfer. Like Iowa State had a great team last year. They had that nice run. The guy came over from Oberhauser from UNLV, and they made that nice run in the NCAA tournament, got to the Sweet 16. They lost to Miami, but they had beaten some pretty good teams to get there. I believe they beat LSU. It was one of the games. And the thing is that their two best players left now, or the three best players left. And they went to teams in their conference, to Texas. It's like, it seems that the transfer portal, the way that it was intended and the way it's being executed are two different things. And I think in college basketball is usually where it usually uncovers itself, because college basketball has always been, while they might get it right when it comes to scheduling and tournaments, seems to be the dirtiest of the college sports.
Yeah, it is. And of course, we take up from this Arizona team. Look at this, trying to get separated a little bit here in the closing minutes, up about 68-58 here on Creighton here with about 6 minutes, 20 seconds left.
Yeah, here's a team that's held it together. They kept some of their players. They also got, hit the transfer portal well. But this was an Arizona team, 2 years ago, looked to be in a downward spiral. Last year, number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. They didn't make it to the Final Four or anything, but they were a number 1 seed in their bracket. So it's like you see these turnaround stories. And, Creighton is no slouch either. I just think that, Arizona is just, they're stacked.
They're stacked. They are really stacked, and they look really good, especially playing their third game in 3 days here in this tournament. They look strong. What do you make anything here in the later games tonight? I know we got Arkansas in action here. We've got San Diego State in action. This Maui tournament. Yeah,
I think that Arkansas game should be. It could have easily been the final. Arkansas, San Diego State could have easily been the final. Two teams that. I mean, if the Final Four comes out of the Maui tournament, I don't think anyone's going to be all that shocked. I'm not saying that it will. Obviously there's a lot of other really good teams out there, but I think if we see, half the Final Four come out of this tournament, we're not going to be surprised. I think the other half could come out of the other tournament, Michigan State, Duke, Gonzaga, Kansas,
Thoughts of this? Your thoughts of this one here, LSU and Kansas State coming up here in about an hour.
I like Kansas State in that one. I think the line is telling us everything that we need to know. It's like they're trying to get LSU action out there. Kansas State, not really a team that's as highly regarded as LSU has been, because LSU, coming off of a good year, while Kansas State, is a team kind of, on the mend. And with the new coach there, definitely a different style for them, and a team that will get better and better.
Looking at this one here, a line that was moving up, I saw this line move up to 7 early in the afternoon, was this Auburn and Northwestern. Auburn looked pretty strong last week, but Northwestern's defending a little bit.
Yeah, Northwestern is a team that played in a lot of close games last year and ended up on the wrong side of a lot of those. So they're hoping that with the experience that they'll come back. Back to the Kansas State game, Tang is the head coach that came in. He was Drew's assistant at Baylor for 19 years. So, I mean, it's just his turn, right?
Yeah.
And he knows the conference, so it's going to help. But, back to this other game, Northwestern Auburn. Auburn returns a lot of players from last year's team. They just don't have Jabari Wright, but they have Johnson and Flanagan are back, as well as others on that team. So they're stacked as well.
A little later tonight, a neutral court here. We got Tennessee facing a Butler, and there's Tennessee still holding steady here at 7. There are some 7.5s popping up. I think some 6.5 going 2 ways here in this one.
Tennessee's always a tough one to figure out. Rich Barnes, it's like they play this defensive style, and it's like if they're hitting their shots, they're obviously very tough to beat. Butler is a program that's been down also recently, and, we kind of don't see it, but they have been. But, Tennessee's lost to Colorado. It hasn't looked better. It's actually looked worse as Colorado has kind of really not played all that well overall. I believe they lost to Texas Southern or Alcorn State or somebody like that.
Oh, yeah, Pac-10 embarrassed themselves against the SWAC. Do you know they had a Pac-12 versus SWAC? It was very. It was I couldn't believe it. But Cal lost to a SWAC team. Some of the other teams that lost. The SWAC won 3 of those games, embarrassing again for the Pac-12.
Yeah, Colorado. It looks like Jackson State is on the Big Ten tour as well. Are they? Indiana and Michigan in back-to-back nights.
Who was that? Who was that SWAC team that played all 16 straight road games and had a real good showing in the NCAAB tournament? They won every tournament. They won every conference game. God, it was a few years ago. Oh man.
I don't.
Southern, was it Texas Southern? One of those
Could
teams.
Have been. Yeah. Corpus Christi maybe.
Yeah, maybe one of those teams. Any thoughts on this late night tonight out near my way, Minnesota and UNLV?
Yeah, I think UNLV is really a team to watch this season. We saw them against Dayton, and they played them extremely tough. Minnesota, at least, they cut bait with Richard Pitino and are going in a new direction. I think, sometimes when you get the new coach in there, it's a little tougher. But Ben Johnson's a good coach, and he's going to be fine there. But and I think the players like him. I think when you hire your own, it's a double-edged sword, right? It's like it's great to bring your own in, a guy who played at your school and all that stuff, because then you can have that Minnesota thing going. But the problem is generally those guys are a little tougher to get rid of, kind of like Patrick Ewing at Georgetown. It's,
Yep,
he's a legend there.
We'll end this little off the rails segment here with this Cal Baptist Southern Illinois. I know you like Southern Illinois in one of the games earlier this season. They're going to lay 3 here. This is your 1 a.m. game on CBS Sports Network.
I like Southern Illinois. Cal Baptist let me down the other day against Minnesota. I had them laying a point. They lost by a point in overtime. They came from way back in that game. They fell too far behind. Southern Illinois, I think, was disappointing last time out, but I think they'll improve here. We saw them against Oklahoma State beat the Cowboys outright.
All right, that was Mitch. We're going off the rails here with Mitch. Mitch, what's happening over at Pick Dogs? I know Sports Chat Place is going through a name change and probably a little bit different content, a little different now.
Yeah, Sports Chat Place will be going through a sort of a name change into SCP Betting. We're going to be more betting focused there. Take a more technical look at betting as opposed to just being a pure pick site like we've been forever. And I think it's a good change for us because we do have the 2 brands, and I think Pick Dogs is kind of our community betting and that kind of site. While I think Sports Chat Place is more of a while we're still going to be doing the picks, of course, and everything that we've been doing there, we're also going to bring in a more technical betting focus, something that I believe we just haven't really concentrated enough on. And there is an audience for that. While we like to make fun of that audience at Pick Dogs, I don't know, maybe we'll be making fun of SCP betting too. But I think it's a good change, and I think separating out the 2 brands and making them 2 separate entities, I think, is the way to go here. Have different lines of content. Pick Dogs being more of our community, SCP Betting be more like the technical betting focus. All
right, great, Mitch. And also, just to let everybody know the plans you've got here for tomorrow. I know around this hour you'll be doing the halftime shows, beginning at halftime on all the NFL tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be doing halftime in the NFL. They're going to be quick shows, though, probably in the 5-minute range. Normally we stay on, we do the drive after, and I don't know, I could always be talked into it. But I think a lot of people are going to be busy tomorrow, including myself. So, we'll respect everybody's family time. We know that people enjoy the halftime, so I'll come on. And, I know next week when I come on this show, we will be at 100,000 subscribers.
Nice.
Or over 100,000, and I'm just really excited. I'm glad you could be part of it, Tony. I just show up and hit the record button, It's like our community kind of dictates the way that it all has gone. And I think it's a win for, everybody that's been told that they weren't good enough and everybody that just felt like they never really fit or they weren't belong and they weren't this expert sports bettor, with the 2% bankroll management bullshit, that it's like, this is for people that bet on sports. We just want to get on winners, and we want to do it our way, your way, however you guys want it. And it's like, it's not my show, it's not Tony's show, it's everybody's show. And it's like, I think that's the difference between us and everybody else, is that ours, everybody, the other shows that are out there, they're looking for that 10% of the people that are these hardcore bettors and these big, everyone's got to be betting 5 dimes on a game, or at least they'll say they are. And, all those different things. We don't care if you're betting $20 or 20 grand. Everybody is welcome here. You're not going to be felt like you're less than or dumber than. We're open to the discussion, and I'm going to call it how I see it, and you guys call it how you see it with me. And we're always good as long as we're respectful of one another. And I think that's, the main thing. I think people get confused with me and they say, oh, if you disagree with, you then you ban them or whatever. No, it's the people that are disrespectful to me, to the people of the Pick Dogs community at all, any of them, It's like, we don't want that here. You can take that to the other guys, talk about your 2% bets. We're going to sit here and lay 5.5 with the dog and try and get a 2.5 times payout. That's what.
There you go.
But I appreciate all of you guys. YouTube gives you an award and all of that stuff for doing it. Mine will be resting comfortably on the second shelf of my closet. You guys know that, gathering dust, like any of that stuff. But I'm just glad that it's that, once again, we're in a club where nobody wants us, and I think that's the best part of it.
That's right. A lot of fun here with the Pick Dogs. And of course, SCP Sports Chat betting coming up here, I believe, on Monday when they switch it over. All right, Mitch, have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks again, Tony.
You got it. Mitch here on the drive through. Guys, if you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Hope I got a little bit of picks from you. I know some guys will get to the picks. I was trying to get picks from Mitch. I was getting some picks for you guys. Trust me, I know what I'm doing up here, guys. Relax. I was trying to get some picks from you out of Mitch for the late night games and college hoops. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Let's welcome in Dana Lane. We've got some ice coverage here from Dana. Bring him in right now. Dana, what's happening?
Hey, buddy, how you doing? But I got to tell you, I give Mitch a lot of credit, because for him to bounce around from conference to conference, especially those smaller teams, and to really have a grasp of them, that takes a lot of work. I don't think people really understand how much work it takes to be able to bounce around and then go from sport to sport. So, kudos to him.
Oh, yeah, kudos to Mitch. I've been doing this with him for almost 10 years now, back before the Sports Chat days, back when we were doing shows. And it was amazing how much knowledge he had of all these small conferences. He knew the coaches. He could tell you who the coaches were and where he worked before. It was amazing how much knowledge Mitch has. It just blows me away every time I talk with him. But
that's good stuff. I mean, you could really tell when you're listening to somebody whether or not they've internalized the information, and that's key. I mean, you can have somebody that's written down 1,000 notes, but if they internalize it, they understand it, and then they're able to translate that into giving you sharper plays. I mean, that kind of information is worth its weight in gold, really.
The channel is going to hit 100,000 subscribers. A lot of that is a lot. I know we credit a lot of people, but we know Mitch. A lot of them love Mitch, and you can understand why the 100,000 subscribers come in, because Mitch is really good product knowledge. He won't say it, but we can say it for him. We appreciate Mitch. Very respect his product knowledge, his sports knowledge, and of course betting knowledge, all in one here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place as well. All right, Dana, we're going into the NHL tonight. So we got a game here, right? I always like these games for Thanksgiving. Everyone's in a good mood. I hope the home fans go home happy here. We got the Golden Knights here hosting the Senators. We got the Golden Knights laying 240, total 6.5.
Yeah, well, in order for the Golden Knights home fans to go home happy, I mean, they couldn't have ordered up a better team in the Ottawa Senators. And of course, the Senators continue their 4-game road trip. They lost their first game to San Jose 5-1. They were lethargic, and the send-out number in this was kind of head-scratching. It was about $1.95. I suspect, talking to a few guys, that I suspect that this number got bumped up once they got a hold of it and said, well, especially in this town, which is Las Vegas, there is no way they put $1.95 out there, because they would have been top heavy for sure. But as it is, that number got bet up to $2.45. It was up around $2.50 at some point. A little bit of buyback after that. But there was no way, if you put these two teams on paper, that the Golden Knights are not better than the Ottawa Senators. In fact, the Ottawa Senators, besides the Anaheim Ducks, are the worst team to bet on this year. I mean, they're minus 700 units, 700 plus units. Anaheim's over 800 units. It's just not a good hockey team to have your money behind. And in fact, they're the only team to not win a game as an underdog in the league this year. So I don't anticipate that happening tonight. They were expected to improve. I mean, last year they had 73 points. They were expected to improve on that this year. Instead, that they have fallen back despite all their efforts from the offensive end. And really, their offensive numbers have been pretty good. They're all in the upper echelon of the league, but it's defense where they really have the problem. And you look at Cam Talbot, who they brought in, and Talbot's actually played pretty well on a team that gives up over 35 shots a night. When you have a goals against average of 2.79, I think that he's still a guy that can steal one for you. So I tread lightly in this one because, yes, I know from a defensive standpoint. In fact, from Ottawa, they have two guys playing second pairing and third pairing minutes that are former Golden Knights, and Nick Holden and Eric Brandstrom. And I know when Eric Brandstrom was here, I got a chance to see him up close, and I know there was a big push for him to make the NHL club, but that was really by eyes that have not watched this game very long, and he was not ready. And now he's playing second pairing minutes in Ottawa. It's not head scratching to me why they're giving up that many shots tonight. So tonight we're not going to focus on the side because obviously we're not giving up minus 245. Maybe you might want to look at the total in this, which we're going to do. But if you are focused on the side, let's kind of dive into that a little bit. The Golden Knights clearly the better team. Now, you do have to remember, this is played by human beings. There might be that, hey, we just want to get over Ottawa. We know we can beat Ottawa at home. We want to get to the off day tomorrow. And so there might be a little bit of a look-ahead spot. So here's how you might want to play it if you're playing the side. You have what is called a three-way bet, which is you just basically take out regulation, and you're not getting a great number there either. You usually do, but the Golden Knights are such a big favor, you're not getting it in this case. But they still are minus $1.55, which is a heck of a lot better than giving up minus 245. So you can give a minus $1.55 regulation only, or you can get them, the Vegas Golden Knights and the Ottawa Senators to tie as well, and that's just in regulation. You're getting right around 350 plus 350 there, so that's a real good number as well. The only one I want to stay away from, Tony, is Ottawa with the outright win. I just don't see that happening. In fact, when Ottawa is getting plus 90 or more since 2016, they're just 26-47. So not a team that jumps up and bites other teams at random times. And for me, we're going to go under in this game because what I foresee happening, the Golden Knights get out to an early lead, and they just locked Ottawa down. There's a lot of scoring punch for the Senators, but I think when Vegas gets that 2 or 3 goal lead, I think they'll lock them down and make it very difficult to get inside the offensive zone. They'll keep them to a perimeter team, and I think that's all she wrote for Ottawa. So we're going to go under that 6.5. And by the way, under 6 when the half at T-Mobile, that's at a 18-7-1 run, including 7-2 this year. So 6.5 is put up there because numbers are put up there, Tony, because of public perception. And so the perception is that the Golden Knights are a high-scoring team, which they are. And Ottawa obviously can chip in at least 3 goals themselves on a typical night. But I think this is going to be a lockdown city for Vegas. It's going to go under this 6.5, and that's the way I'm going to go on this one tonight.
All right, Daniel, going under total here with Senators and Golden Knights under 6.5. Vegas has beaten Ottawa 8 straight times, and Ottawa under in 5 straight. All right, Daniel, hitting the top of the hour here. I want to let everybody know what you have going on over at Pig Dogs Prim as we head into a nice little prime time here of action here from the NBA, NHL, and college basketball. Some really good games. We see a 3-point game here with Arizona and Creighton in the final seconds. What do you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, college basketball has been fantastic, and we're starting to heat up there as well. But kind of under the radar, a lot of people talk to me about the NHL and, of course, the NFL, but kind of under the radar too. 33-19 in my last 52 college football picks, including 7-3 over my last 10 plays as well. So really starting to get a good grasp of that, watching a ton of college football. And the other sports are starting to come along. So I'm very happy where I'm at right now. And I just invite you guys to get involved, not only just with the NFL, but we'll also have 3 and 5 game packages that are, it gives you a massive discount off the individual game prices. Those are what you should be involved in, because you get 3 or 5 games plus, but you don't have to pay for the individual game, which always gives you a massive edge. So I would invite you to get involved in that. And of course, we'll have the NBA up there, college basketball, and of course the NHL will be. We'll have huge cards on Friday and Saturday.
All right, get on board here with the Day Line over at Pick Dog Trim. You see the results here. Good results here in the NFL. 492 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dog Trim. Of course, you can get on board here with Dana. Lots of action up on the board right now. Individual plays from hockey as well as college basketball, NBA, and of course, probably your best value right now is to get on board with Dana's 7-day all sports pass. Get all of Dana's premium plays here for 7 days. Includes all his NFL. We got NFL here on Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. NBA, NHL, college football here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. College basketball. The tournaments don't stop. We got tournaments starting tomorrow. We got that Phil Knights running 2 tournaments. It will be over by Sunday. So a lot of college hoops coming up this weekend. That 7-day pass got you covered for all of them, as well as the Monday Night Football game is in play with that 7-day pass. Use promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Dana, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and we'll talk with you again next week.
I appreciate it, Tony. I hope you and everybody out there have a terrific holiday. Let's make some money.
Indeed, let's make some money. Dana Lane here on the drive. So let's continue on with the coverage, guys. Time for the recap. I'll give you my pick here in the recap, and also after the recap, I'll tell you why I like the game. So let's get it going here, recapping it. We had Chris with San Diego State laying the 1.5 here against Arkansas. Al McMordie, Louisville plus 8.5 against Cincinnati. Ninos like the Celtics laying the 6 against the Mavericks. We had Zawacky Flames plus 105 here against the Penguins. We had Dana on the Senators Golden Knights under 6.5. Mitch, this is an alternate line. We know Washington's favored by 3, but Mitch says lay 5.5 with Fresno State, get a return of plus 245 against the Washington Huskies. And I like the Nuggets Thunder over the total of 229 in this one. I like Al McMordie to take there on that Louisville game plus 8.5. Let's get back to my pick here, guys. And my play here tonight is going to be on the Nuggets Thunder over 229. I do have a best bet from the NBA up on the board right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. And, when we look at this Nuggets game, one thing to note here is let's take a look here at the injuries. Let's just see if we can get an update here, as we have plenty of time before this game starts. This is going to be in the Midwest, so it's about an hour. It starts in about an hour. We were going to get an update here, but anyway, I'll just let you know here. And this one is the fact that Denver has just been a poor, and this has been for a couple of years now. Denver has just been a poor team on the road. I mean, they just their whole philosophy just seems to me just outscore the other team, right? Just outscore the other team. I know Jokic is an MVP, and is he in business for himself sometimes and not playing defense? I don't know. It just doesn't seem to have the same passion defensively, and I think that kind of spreads throughout the team. And I've kind of been a critic of his defense for some time. But a great offensive player, no doubt about that. If that's all if that's what you look at for MVP, okay, that's the points, rebounds, assists. Okay, we got you. You're looking here at this Nuggets team, right? Giving up 51% shooting on the road, 37% from 3. They said 27th in road defensive efficiency. They're giving up 117 points per 100 possessions on the road. At home, the Thunder are allowing. They're not defending at home. They give up nearly 49% shooting, 38% here from 3. We like this over here, and just to give you an update here on this injury situation here, because we know that the Nuggets on protocol came back yesterday and played, and it looks like there's going to be a lot out here for this Nuggets team. No Gillespie, no Green, no Highland, no Murray, no Porter, no Smith, but Jokic is in the lineup. So we got Jokic, Gordon in the lineup. Braun, the kid from Braun did not play a lot of minutes yesterday because I always look at his numbers because I saw him in the preseason. I really liked him. So Braun is in, Caldwell Pope is in, Brown is in. Okay, and then we got Shea Alexander in for OKC, Giddey's in, Williams in, Dort's in, Robinson, Earl in. Okay, so I'm okay there. So there's a lot of depth on this Denver team, so I'm okay with it. The defense is the key there, but Jokic is in the lineup tonight here, back from that COVID situation. So we're looking here at this one tonight here with Nuggets and Thunder over the total of 229. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-through, as we'll go ahead and get back into our recap screen in case you missed it. We got all the plays in for you. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me here on the drive-through. We'll be back here. Remember, we're off tomorrow. Will everybody enjoy their families here on Thanksgiving? And, of course, Mitch will have some short halftime shows indeed on Thursday for each of the games, so make sure you tune in there. Also, the morning show tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Mitch, you got Rod, you got Chris Ruffolo. That'll cover you for the most of the game. Then Mitch in with the halftimes during the NFL 5-minute halftime. So make sure you set those notifications so Mitch is on. You're on with him to get those plays here for those halftimes from those 3 NFL games. So take note of setting notifications. There's a lot going on over at Pick Dogs, right? Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. We also have Mitch's Betting Tools show. Also, we have I had to look at. We got a final. Arizona held on 81-79. Creighton with a little comeback at the end, but that was a good finish there, by the way. We also have Romanelli's college basketball rundown. We've got Jay's jam session with his NBA rundown. Javon's parlay video. They just shot the video tonight for the NFL for this week. So tune in with it's on archive right now with Big Al, Mitch, and with Jay. From my understanding, the college football show will be shot on Friday because it's Thanksgiving, so they're going to move it to Friday. So tune in there as well. So a lot going on over at Pick Dogs. That's going to do it for a show. We're back Friday, off tomorrow, Thanksgiving. Letting the crew out there enjoy the Thanksgiving. You guys have a great one too as well. So let's go ahead and bring in our crew for tonight's show. We're going to wait goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great night. We'll talk with you.